You're not stuck, and I know that's not what you want to hear. It's easier to believe that your life hasn't changed because of bad timing, bad luck, or difficult circumstances. It feels more comfortable to think something external is holding you back. But if that were true, your standards wouldn't quietly drop every time things get uncomfortable. And that's what's really happening. You don't feel stuck because nothing is possible. You feel stuck because you've slowly adjusted your standards to match your comfort. That's a hard realization because stuck sounds temporary, low standards sound personal, but look at your life honestly. Your results don't reflect your potential. They reflect what you tolerate, and tolerance is the real trap. Most people don't wake up one day and decide to lower their standards. It happens gradually. You skip one workout, you delay one task. None of it feels dramatic, but over time, those small compromises redefine what's acceptable, and what's acceptable becomes your new normal. You say you want success, but you tolerate distraction. Every tolerated weakness becomes part of your identity. This is where most people misunderstand growth. They think they need more motivation, but breakthroughs are rare. Standards are daily. High performers aren't extraordinary because they feel different. They're extraordinary because they refuse to accept certain behaviors from themselves. They decide that missing commitments isn't an option. They decide that effort is non-negotiable. Not perfectly, but consistently. So, we have to audit the baseline. Most people don't know where their standards actually sit until they look at the last 24 hours of their life. Your life is a sequence of micro-negotiations. Every time you make a choice, you are either reinforcing a high standard or submitting to a low one. The internal voice that says, "just this once," is the architect of your failure. It sounds like logic, but it's actually a plea for comfort. Don't negotiate, just act. Leniency is a debt you can't pay back. Every time you let yourself off the hook, you lose a piece of your self-respect. You are telling yourself that your word means nothing. And that's the danger, because your identity isn't what you say you'll do. It's what you actually tolerate from yourself. If you tolerate average, you are average. Your environment is a reflection of your internal standard. Look around. Does your space command excellence, or does it invite distraction? You can't build a high-standard life in a low-standard room. Modern society is designed to reward the bare minimum. It wants you comfortable. It wants you compliant. You have to actively opt out of the default settings of this world. Growth is supposed to hurt. It requires friction. If there is no resistance, there is no development. You have to learn to love the weight of your own potential. Start today. Review every action of the last 24 hours. Did it meet the standard of the person you say you want to be? If not, it has to go. No excuses. Self-reliance isn't just about survival. It's about being able to count on yourself when things get difficult. It's about being the person who doesn't break when the pressure builds. Consistency isn't a flash of brilliance. It's the boring, repetitive work of keeping the standard when nobody is watching. That is where true power is forged. You carry the weight of everything you could be. Don't let that potential rot because you were too scared of a little discomfort. Raise the bar and carry the weight. There are two kinds of pain, the pain of growth and the pain of regret. One leads to destiny, the other leads to a slow death of the soul. Choose wisely. The moment you stop tolerating average is the moment your life truly begins. Everything else was just preparation for this decision. You're not stuck, you've just been too lenient. Grace is for recovery, standards are for execution. Stop blurring the lines. Momentum is a byproduct of discipline. You don't wait for it. You build it brick by brick, standard by standard, every single day. A standard so clear that your emotions don't get a vote. That's the goal. When you don't feel like it, the standard does the work for you. That is freedom. There is a gap between who you are and who you want to be. Comfort is the bridge that collapses. Standards are the foundation that holds. Small compromises shape identity, and identity shapes destiny. Don't let a small compromise turn into a life of what if. Protect your standards like your life depends on it, because it does. Wake up when you said you would. Finish what you start, limit your distractions. These are not dramatic. They are controlled upgrades, and upgrades change trajectories. You need to stop accepting behaviors that contradict your goals. If you say you want peace but tolerate chaos, you are lying to yourself. Stop the lie. Raise the standard. It's not about intensity. It's about clarity, and clarity creates strength. When you are clear about what you won't tolerate, you are powerful, unstoppable. You're not behind. You're not incapable. You're not doomed. You've just allowed too much, and allowing too much creates average outcomes. Average is the enemy. You can change that immediately by raising your internal standards. Not tomorrow, not next week. The moment you decide that average is beneath you, everything changes. Stop asking, "Do I feel like it?" and start asking, "Does this meet my standard?" That question is the filter that removes the noise and leaves only the growth. You're not stuck. You're under-demanding. Demand more, calmly, consistently, deliberately. Your life will begin to respond in ways you never thought possible. It won't happen instantly, but it will happen inevitably. Because once the standard is raised, the person you used to be is gone. You are now the person who demands excellence, built beyond comfort. Growth begins where comfort ends. Subscribe if you're ready for more uncomfortable truths. We are just getting started. I'll see you in the next one. Keep the standard, build beyond comfort. Subscribe now.